So by now, both presidential candidates, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, are preparing for the presidential debates that are apparently going to happen. I told you a few weeks ago that Donald Trump started sort of laying the groundwork for potentially not debating Hillary Clinton. There's every indication that the debates are going to happen. Their debate prep tactics have been written about, and they could not be more different. And not surprisingly, Donald Trump's debate prep tactics, and I hate to even call them that because there's not that much prep going on, are absolutely hilarious. So Hillary Clinton is reading briefing books about policy. She's reading opposition research on Donald Trump. She's working with debate coaches who are very experienced. She's rehearsing delivery and talking points over and over and over again. And Donald Trump is sort of taking a little bit of a different approach. He's sort of casually hanging out with Rudy Giuliani, Mr. 9/11, as he's known to many. He's hanging out with right-wing radio host Laura Ingraham, as well as disgraced former Fox News chairman Roger Ailes, while eating cheeseburgers, hot dogs, drinking Coca-Cola, and instead of focusing on policy, they are testing out zingers and insults. And this is all according to a recent report by the Washington Post. I recently read an article about Tony Schwartz, who ghost wrote Donald Trump's infamous book, The Art of the Deal. And Tony Schwartz talks about how Donald Trump just has no attention span, and he'd be shocked if Donald Trump had even read a single book cover to cover in the last 30 years. And this seems to be having an impact on debate prep. The reported briefing books that have been put together for Donald Trump about Hillary Clinton have not been read. Donald Trump has reportedly not been doing any mock debates, boasting that he doesn't really need to. And of course, the miscommunication, Jason, between Trump and his campaign staff continues, because yesterday, Kellyanne Conway, Trump's co-campaign manager, was asked, will Trump do mock debates? And she said something like, sure, if we need to, but maybe not. But we're going to do everything that needs to be done. But Trump is not conventional. There really is an indication that Trump can't focus, like almost like an ADHD type of thing, where if there's many reports of when he's being interviewed, the reporters will mention there was a TV on sort of in the background and Trump couldn't even pay attention to me because he was distracted by the TV. That's not going to play that well in the debates. I assume that watching that sort of ADHD mentality when it's just two people is different when you have 17 people on stage. When it's Trump and Hillary Clinton, he's got to be able to focus, I think.
Yeah, he's like a washed up, old, beat up prize fighter who's been knocked around so many times that his brain is just not quite there anymore, you know?
It's unclear whether it ever was, but that's sort of a more detailed question. And then there's the question of whether Trump really needs to be able to go deep on any issues, because when you read that he's preparing with zingers, you would conventionally think, okay, well, Hillary Clinton's going to be very well prepared. She's going to be able to go into depth on issues and really go point counterpoint. You would think that Donald Trump in a conventional election would need to be able to go just as deep and justify his points of view. The alternative, though, is that he just does prepare these zingers, and I don't know that that's going to be effective at convincing moderates, but Trump's own supporters would see that, and they'd probably afterwards feel that Trump won.
Yeah, he's just getting ready for a shouting match. He's going to try to lure her into his realm, if you will, and get into a verbal fist fight. But I think she's going to take the high road here. She's well versed. She's well trained. She knows what to say. She's not going to get lured into this tactic.
I agree. I don't believe that Hillary Clinton is going to fall into the same sort of back and forths that some of the Republican contenders fell into. What will be interesting to see is how the public perceives what is probably going to be a very aggressive and sort of ad hominem heavy Donald Trump in these debates. And everything we know about how they're preparing for these debates probably tells us a lot about how those debates are going to go. I am very anxiously awaiting those debates.